So I admit that I like to feed wildlife. Sometimes, when you want to feed a certain type of wildlife, you don't want to feed every type of wildlife. So for anyone who's been on my channel and followed me for a long time, you know that I've had a pretty much ongoing war with squirrels. Whether they're attacking my deer feeder or they're attacking my bird feeders, they and I have had a very difficult history. So when we moved to the new property, I wanted to get back to feeding birds because I enjoy it. I love seeing them out here. It just adds extra life. Like I've said in past videos, it's really weird because I see so much more wildlife in the suburbs than I did on 17 acres in the rural part of the state. But in any case, it's nice to have more wildlife coming in. They're beautiful to look at. I just enjoy having them around. I love feeding birds. But I didn't want to feed squirrels this time. Or to put it another way, if I wanted to feed squirrels, I wanted something dedicated to them. So I'm thinking about building a squirrel feeder, but more on that later. This is for the birds. So I was studying a lot of designs because in the past, I've tried baffles, I've tried like slinkies on the pole. A lot of those things just don't work. The squirrels figured them out. The only thing that can stop squirrels from messing with stuff is keep things high and to prevent them from climbing. So I'm going to grab the camera, bring you in close. I'm going to talk about my design and what I've done to successfully keep squirrels off of this. I have yet to catch video of them trying, and I will post that in the future. So if you're new to my channel, please be sure to subscribe because you don't want to miss that hilarious footage. But in this video, I just want to go over what I did. Very simple build, piece of cake. You can do it too. Keep squirrels away from your bird feeder. Today on Punky Rooster. All right, so this is really basic setup, and I'm going to tell you all about it. So first of all, I can't, so originally I was going to do this video as a build video because I recorded a bunch of footage of me trying to, well, in the process of destroying that stump, trying to utilize that supposed lifesaver, time saver, modern convenience. So basically what this is, that is an 18-inch spike. And you stick it in, drive it into the ground, and then you can put a 4x4 post on top of it. It's so you don't have to bury the post. And since I bought an 8-foot post, not a 10-foot post, because a 10-foot post probably wouldn't fit my van, I wanted to get it as high off the ground so I didn't want to have to bury any of it. And I was trying to save myself some trouble. But the one thing I've learned in all my years of building stuff and trying to be handy and renovating things is time savers usually are not worth it. And this was not. Like I said, I didn't end up doing the build video because literally it was like 30 minutes of footage of me cursing at that thing, throwing it around the yard, destroying stuff. It would not make for a pleasant YouTube video. So maybe I'll save that for a blooper at some point. But that was really annoying. All to say, I practically had to destroy it to make it work. It still is not perfect. This is still more wobbly than I'd like. So I may end up rebuilding this with a 10 or 12 foot, somehow I'll get it home, post that I bury like 3 feet in the ground, possibly with concrete. But that's not what I did today. So let's talk about what I did do today. So like I said, this is an 8-foot minus 8 inches I cut off to use as a pounding thing to drive that thing into the ground again. So it's not exactly 8 feet tall, but ideally you'd use the 8-foot or more 4x4 post pressure treated. That is a 2x4 pressure treated 8-foot that I cut in half and just I drilled this one into the top of the post and that one into, well, really into both because I used a really long screw. So this is pretty darn secure. And then at the end of each of the 4 arms, I screwed in little eye screws that I can put a carabiner in or whatever else to hang the bird feeder. Now, this bird feeder was here when I got here. It's actually not bad. I got this one to put in a variety of sunflower seeds, and I've seen every kind of local bird here, songbird, just cardinals, nuthatches, chickadees, finches, the whole thing. I don't like how long that string is, but I'll fix it later. Now the important thing, so this keeps the feeders off the ground so the squirrels can't jump up. That's why I need to raise this one a little bit and why I got distracted by that. Because squirrels can jump about 5 or 6 feet straight up. But 5 is usually pretty safe, and it's about 5.5 up to the bottom of that feeder. So I want to bring this up a little bit more just to be safe. It's about 6 feet to the bottom of that one. I have not seen a squirrel successfully jump up yet, but if they can't jump up, I need to stop them from climbing too. So what I ended up doing was, and this is the key to the whole system. This is flashing. So I bought 10-foot long, 14-inch aluminum flashing that you'd use for, you'd find it in the roofing section. Unfortunately, a 14-inch is not quite big enough to wrap around, calculating the actual widths of the posts and whatnot. You'd think you'd be able to get 14 inches around because obviously a 4x4 is not 4x4. It's less than that, but it wasn't quite enough. So what I ended up doing was I cut the 10-foot length in half. So it's 5 foot long and just wrapped around twice. So as you can see, I alternated the direction so that all sides are covered. And what this does is it prevents the squirrels from sinking their filthy little claws into the wood and be able to climb up. They'll grab onto it, they'll slide right back down. Supposedly this works for raccoons too. I have not yet in my life, crossing fingers, all the fingers, had an issue with raccoons going after my bird feeders, but I'm hoping this will stop them. So I'll never have that issue, but supposedly it works for them too. And on a much larger scale, perhaps even more difficult predators. So I was actually inspired by this design by people who live out in the wilderness and store their moose and caribou meat on really tall poles with aluminum flashing. So apparently it works for bears too, but I'm not suggesting that this will work because obviously for this particular setup, it's really short, so a bear could just reach up and grab it. But anyway, side note, this is my design. It's worked out really well thus far. I have not seen a single squirrel get up here. Like I said, I have not gotten any video of them attempting to, so I'd like to do that, but I'll save that for a separate video. So again, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, it works out really well. I think it looks pretty nice. I could definitely make it look better by painting it. Another important thing is when you set this up, not only do the feeders have to be high, not only do you have to stop them from climbing up, but wherever you're hanging them needs to be 10 feet from anything around it. So it's way more than 10 feet away from my daughter's playset, way more than 10 feet away from that tree, and that tree. Now, theoretically, if they're really brave, they could climb way up there and drop from above, so maybe I'll see that. But the plan is to get rid of these trees. So these trees will not be here in the future, so that's why I'm allowing it for now. And like I said, I haven't seen that. It would have to be a heck of a daredevil or desperate squirrel to jump all the way down. But you never know with squirrels. So really simple design. Get a post. I suggest you bury it instead of buying one of these spikes. So bury it in the ground, ideally with a little bit of concrete. 4x4 pressure treated, then 2x4 pressure treated, 8 foot, chop it in half, cross it, bing bang boom, aluminum flashing, you're good to go. So I highly recommend this, however you're feeding them. I'm thinking about getting, I don't know what they call it, but one of those like little bird house looking feeders where it's kind of open. I'm thinking about even drilling that in the top so I can have 5 total sites for feeding, maybe even like a little water dish. That might be cute. Who knows where this will go? Please be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on the evolution of this. I'll probably be developing more of them. And like I said, I may feel bad if the squirrels can't get up and I'll build them a separate feeder. But honestly, they should be thankful to get whatever drops to the ground. So that's all I have to say. If you have any questions or comments, please be sure to post them in the comments below. I'd love to hear if you've built a similar design, if it's worked out for you. I know there's a lot of options for like baffles, and I've tried baffles and other such things in the past, and they've had issues. If you've seen my past videos on this topic, you know what I'm talking about and why I've had to get very rough with the squirrels in the past. But yeah, I'd love to hear your feedback. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for joining me on this journey.